they thought this was gonna be, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know what I'm saying, when you be sitting back listening to shit like this, you know, you start taking inventory. Like, I know niggas is bobbing and shit, I know niggas is feeling it, but like, yo, this is what I've been through in the past shit, this is where I'm at with my shit now. Yo, listen.
What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here at The Distance. Got a video for you guys. This is a prediction for the upcoming bout between Fernando Montiel and Angky Angota. Bout takes place on March the 3rd, I believe in Mexico. Puts together former title challengers and former champion Fernando Montiel and Angky Angota. I believe this is a 122-pound fight. I think that in a way this is Montiel trying to set himself up for a later title shot. And Angota is a tough opponent. And I'm going into this fight, breaking down the styles. Of course, Fernando Montiel is, your typical technical boxer. The thing about this fight that could be a little bit, I guess you could say, it could be boring possibly. This one could be boring possibly due to the fact that both fighters have this tendency to wait for one another. They both wait for opponents. And they're not necessarily counter punchers, but they have a style to where from time to time they're waiting for somebody to come after them, and that's when the fight starts. When they wait for somebody to come after them. And the question is, who's going to take the lead in this fight? On one side, you have Fernando Montiel. Fernando Montiel is a very technical boxer, has great technique, great footwork, puts his punch together well, decent hand speed, and lets the knockout come to him. On the other side, you have Angky Angota. Angota is a switch hitter. He can fight southpaw, he can fight orthodox. He doesn't put his punches together all that well. He's not the most technically sound. He's always in front of his opponent, and sometimes he can be backed up. Most of the time he can be backed up because he lets opponents come to him and throw punches at him. It's very difficult to score in an Angota fight if he has the advantage, due to the fact that he doesn't throw too many clean shots. He doesn't throw, he doesn't put his punches together that well. He's not that precise with what he throws. He's not that accurate. His punches come a bit wide, So, looking at this fight, on one side, Fernando Montiel has to come in and take the fight to Angota. And that's by coming in behind the jab, or also looking to counter Angota's jab with his left hook. Montiel's left hook is one of the sharpest left hooks in boxing. One of the sharpest. Or, I'm not necessarily in boxing, but at the smaller weight class, is one of the sharpest left hooks. He tends to get the right amount of leverage on that left hook. And he can get it off the back foot, or he can get it off the front foot. But in this fight, Montiel wants to stay on that front foot, throw his jab, and look to counter, and also look to counter Angota's southpaw jab with his left hand. He needs to come over the top of it. And also, the fact of the matter is this: Angota comes in very wide. He has kind of a wide base, and his punches come wide, and he can lose control of his body. He doesn't know where he is in the ring all the time. So this could work to Montiel's advantage. We all remember back in 2006 with Carl Mayorga versus Oscar De La Hoya. De La Hoya came in. He had had very good technique, and his technique was much superior to Ricardo Mayorga, who had a lot of flaws in his game and had never really been taught how to sit down and shorten up his punches, get his balance right when he's throwing his punches, or get the right amount of leverage on his punches, the correct way. This is what this fight kind of reminds me of. You have a fighter with great technique and good technical ability that's just much more sound than the fighter on the other side. And on the other side, for Angota to win, Angota has to look for one big shot against Montiel that he doesn't see coming. And he does tend to wind up on that right hand, and Montiel can be caught with right hands. And the reason he can be caught with right hands is because he pulls straight back. And when he pulls straight back and sometimes his guard is a little bit open. When you pull straight back and your guard's open a little bit, you could be caught with that looping shot that you just don't see, like right around the wrist or around the arms. So in this fight, he needs to look to land that right hand to get Montiel to pull back, and he needs to use the jab to set that up. And also he wants to kind of stand at a mid range. He likes to fight at a mid range, so he wants to stand at that mid range jab and look for the right hand. And I think this is a one punch fight for Angota. This is a one punch fight for him, due to the fact that I just think that Montiel is just much better than him at just about everything in this coming into this fight. He's just much better, technically, and will look for and always has always learns how to adjust to certain styles, and does what he has to do. He's a good counter puncher. Montiel, he's a good counter puncher. He works well, as mid ranger on the outside. Has very good lateral movement and knows how to set his opponent up. So I think he's gonna utilize all that against Angota, because like I said, Angota isn't necessarily one dimensional. He's probably two dimensional. He'll fight well, on the inside, but also he'll switch hit try to confuse his opponent. He'll switch it. He'll change directions. He'll look to jab on the outside and look for one big shot. So I just think that for Angota, this is a one-shot fight. He needs to look for that one big shot that hurts Montiel and follow it up. But on the other hand, Montiel is more technically equipped. So I'm going to go with Montiel winning this fight by a stoppage in about 10 rounds. So I'm going to go with Montiel stoppage 10 rounds. Let me know what you think. I'm out of here. That was Distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. What it's like for a nigga